Showers here thanks to Tropical Storm Beta. We'll get into it here in just a little bit, but first taking a look at the bigger picture here and what's going on here in the upper parts of the atmosphere, and we have a lot of dry air that is moving in on the western side of the tropical storm here out in the Gulf of Mexico. So that's really hindering any further development, at least at this point. So certainly that's the good news. And of course, we continue to see this ridge of high pressure building in from the west, and that's going to continue to steer the storm toward the Texas coastline heading into the next couple of days. So elsewhere in the tropics, we continue to track again Major Hurricane Teddy. That's going to come really close to the island of Bermuda over the next couple of days, but should miss the island. Thankfully, they were just hit with Paulette, so good news there, and then it'll continue to move toward the north. Tropical storm Wilfred continues to hold on by a thread, but really shouldn't be around too much longer here as it's expected to dissipate in the coming days. So here's Tropical Storm Beta here, and I really have to tell you, it does not look impressive at all here on the satellite. It continues to get battered by a lot of wind shear and dry air out here in the Gulf of Mexico. So as long as that's the case here, this thing is not going to be able to get its act together or strengthen any more than it already is. So as of the 10 o'clock advisory, wind still at 60 miles per hour. That's where it's been throughout the entirety of the day. Isn't stationary anymore, but still moving at a snail's pace here toward the north-northeast at 2 miles per hour. As we put the track forecast into motion, again, we're fairly confident in this forecast, taking it toward the Texas coastline sometime late in the day on Monday and into Tuesday as a tropical storm. Now, if this storm continues to stay lopsided and disorganized, with us being on the eastern side of this system, we are likely to see tropical rain bands set up in our forecast starting as early as tomorrow and continuing into next week. So the heavy rainfall is really going to be our main concern across Acadiana. And then the track does take it toward Louisiana heading later on into next week, but notice as a much weaker system, a depression at that point. So as this does move closer to our area, really impacts will be minimal at that point. So at least at this point, our main concerns across Acadiana will be the heavy rainfall threat through the next several days and an increase in our tides. Now, those tropical storm warnings are in effect for Cameron Parish on eastward, really through Morgan City. And that's simply for the tropical rain bands that are going to be moving in over the next couple of days, will be capable of producing tropical storm wind gusts here for parts of our coastal parishes. Now let's time it out here with the graph model. Really having a good hurricane season as far as nailing down the track forecast for Laura and Sally. But heading through tomorrow is going to be another mostly cloudy day for us here across Acadiana, with tropical showers moving in from the Gulf of Mexico. Not going to be raining all day long, but rain chances will sit at around 50 to 60%. Now heading into Monday, here comes Beta into the Texas coastline, staying well to our south and west. But notice here across Acadiana and other parts of southern Louisiana, we're going to see these tropical rain bands look to set up, and this is called a training effect. And really, wherever these tropical rain bands look to set up and kind of train over the same areas for a couple of hours, that's where the heavy rainfall potential will set up. Now, it could be a little bit further to our east, but it also could slide a little bit further to the west. So the bottom line, the heavy rainfall potential will be in our forecast as we head into next week. And then finally, a little bit later on into next week, things look to return back to normal. So here's the European model with potential rainfall estimates here. This takes us through next Saturday. So this is a week's worth of rainfall totals here. And I think most of us look to pick up anywhere from around 3 to 6 inches of rainfall, but localized higher amounts will be possible, especially along our coastal parishes. So 6 to 10 inches definitely not out of the question as well. So again, this will continue to be our main concern when it comes to Beta. Other significant tropical impacts like wind and other things like that really not expected here across Acadiana. So here's the next 10 days. Rain chances will stay elevated again, starting as early as tomorrow and then continuing into the middle parts of next week. And again, any one day we could see locally heavy rainfall out there, tropical showers, breezy conditions as well. And that'll help to keep our high temperatures in check into the middle and upper 70s. And then finally heading a little bit later on into next week and into next weekend, rain chances return back to normal with our high temperatures in the mid 80s. Abby?
Bradley, as long as those 70s are the high temperatures, I'm so excited.
We're loving it. And with a little breeze out there, can't beat it.